What's up, weirdos? What do you get when you cross traditional feminine values like cooking, cleaning, with a desperate craving for attention? Unfortunately, you get the tradwife pick-me girl apocalypse. Now, this has been brewing for a minute. Tradwife discourse has really picked up. People said it about Nara Smith. I actually think she's kind of funny now. But these ladies I'm talking about today are like a million times more trad. Traditional? Basically, what has happened is that women have found that it is very easy to get an audience of men by just saying, girls are so small and shouldn't do anything cool like boys do. Boys are so strong and cool. And the lamest, most pathetic men you know are in the comment section going, oh my god, finally, a woman with sense. I want to start out with this video that blew up. It has 2.6 million views, and it's about passport bros. Now, when I first saw this video, the first 15 seconds I was like, oh, she's gonna like be making fun of this concept. But as you'll see, it kind of derails.
You guys know that there's a trend encouraging men to all get passports and travel abroad. It's not just for sights or good food. No. It's to find wives.
Now, at this point in the video, I'm like, okay, she's gonna be making fun of these passport bros. Because objectively, if you have to leave the country to find a woman who will like you, you do not deserve to have a woman like you. I am sorry. Man, I've been asking out every single woman in my community, and they all have said no, and that I'm gross and disgusting. Yeah, that seems like the women's fault. Yeah. I gotta leave the country. It's their fault, not mine. But she's not making that point. She's not making fun of them. Keep watching.
Find women who are more traditional. They're traveling all across the world just to find women who are more humble, more feminine, and willing to treat their men better than women in the US.
Women in other countries are more feminine because they're more humble and willing to treat their men better. By the way, her voice, I'm sorry, if you're from LA and you talk like this, it's fine. But sometimes it makes my bones feel like they're grinding.
No, it's to find wives. To find women who are more traditional.
Women in the US are too woke, so men have to go to other countries.
Willing to treat their men better than women in the US. Traveling to places like Italy, Thailand, Brazil, just to find women who will treat them right. The passport bros ideology is that they're escaping the hatred of feminist women and are traveling somewhere they can thrive.
Somewhere they can thrive. Hey. What do you mean by feminist women are what they need to escape? What's the point? Like what are they escaping from? You're saying that the feminist women in the US are treating men so bad. So they go to these other countries like Thailand. By the way, I think it's a little bit sus if you're a guy and you're like, I need to actually leave the country to find a woman from a culture that in my mind is submissive. Because that's what they're really talking about. They're talking about submissive women who will just let the husband do whatever he wants and they just have to cook and clean for him and please him. Hey, if you're a guy and you're traveling to Thailand because women here are too woke and you need to find one a little bit more submissive, you should be castrated. No, I don't think, well, yeah, I do. No, you should. Listen, I'm not in a policy-making position, but just off of vibes, you need to be eliminated from the pool. Also, by the way, she didn't just say Thailand. She said Italy and Brazil. I don't know if you're aware of this. Women in those three countries are not a monolith. She's just saying this to signal to men on TikTok, oh, look, I actually think boys should be in charge and be able to do whatever they want. And girls, listen, but not US girls. They're too woke. They have blue hair and they watch The Boys. Get a grip on reality. Keep going, though.
I believe the ideology that by seeking foreign women, they can find a more authentic, fulfilling, and harmonious relationship.
No, they are thinking that they can find a woman who will just do whatever he wants. That's what you're talking about. That's what you're actually talking about. A woman who technically has free will and could say no if she wanted to, but she won't because of the implication. A woman who, of course, you would respect and listen to her, and although that you are the only person making money, if you happen to get divorced, you would still be willing to give some of the money that you made over there because of the life that she sacrificed to just provide for you while you were making money. So technically that money kind of is the two of yours, but she would never ask for that money because of the implication. This is a horror movie. What you were describing here, Victoria, is not a fulfilling and harmonious relationship like you just said. It is a fantasy of desire and control. And at this point in this video, I would say I made a video about pick-me guys before. And as I'm saying these sentences, some of the comments are echoing in my mind of, Aren't you a pick-me guy? What? I mean, come on. Like, what am I supposed to say? If you're going to another country to find a submissive, controllable woman, how am I not supposed to say that that's a fantasy of control? Whatever. In an effort to not be a pick-me guy in this video, I just want to also say this is cool. Trying to find a woman who you can fully control is actually sick as hell. Keep talking, Vicky. But first, real quick, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, the farmer's dog. This is my dog, Gustav. He is rambunctious. He's wild. I love him. Now, we all know that highly processed foods aren't healthy for us. So why should we have our dogs eating highly processed kibble? It's subject to multiple rounds of high heat processing, meaning it's like an ultra processed form of food. Which is why I love the farmer's dog for Gustav, because it's made with real food and you can literally see it in the food. It's fresh, it's healthy, it's whole meat and veggies, and importantly, it's gently cooked in human grade kitchens to preserve its nutritional value. And it's totally personalized. You just have to tell them about your dog and they'll create a meal plan specifically for your dog and their needs in mind. And all of the meals arrive in these pre-portioned, ready-to-serve packs. And as you can tell, Gustav really gets excited when he sees them. They're delivered so conveniently, and it truly makes me feel so much better about the food that I'm feeding Gustav on a daily basis. It's truly never been easier to invest in your dog's health with this good, healthy food. And you can get 50% off of your first box and free shipping. Link in my description and you get 50% off your first box and free shipping. And thank you again to the Farmer's Dog for sponsoring this video. Now, back to the other stuff.
No, this is seen as a way to restore the natural balance between masculine and feminine energy. This is triggering some women because they think that these men are interested in finding these women. They think they will be more submissive. I'm not sure if this trend / movement is gonna end or only get worse. What do you guys think?
What do you guys think? That's not how you talk. Like, I feel the same way with this accent as I do when I see somebody from Liverpool. Oh, what's going on, guys? That's not how you are. I'm gonna pop off to the Philippines and find a woman I can control. Paul McCartney, that's not true and don't, what? Yeah, by the way, this is triggering some women because they think that this is just to find women who are more submissive. That's what that is. And I'm not a woman. By the way, I'm a man. I want to go to war. I don't want to go to war. What I'm saying is, if there's too many feminist women in the US and you can't find a good partner, so you travel to a country where the culture in your mind is just like, they don't really have rights. Like, technically the women have rights, but like they all kind of stay home and just make babies and cook and clean for their husbands. And then the husbands can like yell at them and abuse them and stuff. And it's not really that serious because they can't really stop it because of the implication. Because if she said no, it's not like the police would do anything because I'm the man. That's the kind of country I want to go to because of these feminist women. Yeah, that's not good. Now let's see if this tradwife pick-me girl is being successful. As you can see, all of the comments are men. Caleb Horton said, being a man in the US that has been on at least 60 dates in the past 2 years, paid for every single one, I am qualified to say I support passport bros. Brother, if you have been on 60 dates in the past 2 years and you have not gotten a second one, you need to work on yourself, king. We got David Murray over here saying, not about submission, it's about enjoying life. Enjoying life is when I find a woman who will do whatever I want. And she won't say no, and she can't say no because I have all the money, and then if we break up, I won't give her any of the money, even though I'll say, no, it's an equal partnership. Like, I do all the job, I provide all this, and then you just clean for me. And then when I decide to break up with you after 5 years, I've built up this career, I've got all this money, and you are back to nothing, and you're 5 years older, and your prospects are a lot smaller. That's fine. That's enjoying life. Hey, by the way, feminist women in America are trying to not have that. That's what you mean when you say feminist women. They're just people who are like, oh, you know what? I don't want to actually give my entire life to a man who can just break up with me and then leave me with nothing. Passport bro here, married 25 years and counting. Best decision of my life. It's not about submission. It's about appreciation. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but passport is ready. Let's go, passport bros. Somebody call the cops on Night of Vengeance. That guy right there. A wife should complement your life, not complicate. A woman whose entire life isn't revolving around me, that's a little bit complicated. A woman with no interior life that I care about and only cooks and cleans for me, and if she talks back to me, there is a problem. That's the type of way a woman should complement your life. Okay, by the way, the whole point of her video is that feminist women in the US are blah, blah, blah. But then if you go to this other tradwife account, you're gonna see something a little bit contradictory.
Okay, here's why more and more young women are rejecting feminism and just like do not want to be associated with it at all. I think these younger generations have really good BS detectors. So on its face, feminism sounds great, right? Equality for all and girls supporting girls. That sounds so beautiful. But the second you kind of test that out, you very quickly find that it has just become a total facade. If I'm putting on makeup for my husband to come home from work, or if I'm cooking for him, they get upset.
No, they don't. Nobody gets actually upset for you just cooking and cleaning for your husband and putting on makeup to look pretty for him. Nobody cares. But her point is that in the US, feminism is losing popularity. And the reason being that when she puts on her makeup, girls say, "You slut!" And then other girls see that and go, "Oh my God, I don't want to be one of them." Yeah, well, them don't exist. That's not a real type of person. What you were talking about is a specific type of person who lives on Twitter. That is not real life. In real life, if you're married and then you put on makeup because you want to like look good for your husband, he says, "You look so good today, sweetie." Yeah, they don't instead go, "Oh my God, you slut. Oh my God. Makeup for your husband, you freak." But let's let her keep going. Maybe she has a point. Maybe she has a point, even though it's fully contradicting the other point from the other girl, Victoria.
They don't like that. Like whoever the head of PR is for feminism needs to be fired. They are doing a horrible job because almost all of their representatives who are outspoken, they just seem so miserable.
Okay, sorry, I don't want to pause and read those. Let's be real. She wasn't going to make a contribution to society. These are comments that she's been getting, I guess. "Sweetie, we're laughing at you, not with you." This will be the same woman crying on TikTok in 10 years when her husband leaves her for a secretary and she isn't able to get a job paying more than minimum wage. Now, if I'm reading this and I'm you and I'm in a loving marriage, I would feel a little bit like, oh, hey. But that's not the situation. The situation is that you were going online and saying, "Women who want equal respect in a relationship, losers. Girls are made to clean and please their husbands." Yeah, that's what those comments are talking about. That's why that's happening. People are not going on some makeup girl's TikTok while she's doing a full face of makeup going, "Slut, doing that for your husband, freak. Your husband's gonna leave you." Maybe it's not about the makeup. Maybe it's about the stuff you're saying. Keep going though.
It doesn't look fun at all. Nothing about that sounds appealing. I think that's why we're starting to see the like tradwife stuff on TikTok, is because people are so sick of the other side. Like so done with the angry, man-hating, like putting women down. Ugh, it's boring, it's old, we're done with it. You don't have to like me, you don't have to like other women on social media.
All right, good. The only woman I like on social media is my fiance. It's videos like these where I truly think that she actually believes this that kind of make me realize, no. People are dumb sometimes. Like there are people who are just a little bit dumb and social media gives them an opportunity to have their voices heard, and sometimes voices can be heard but not necessarily listened to. And I think that's okay. I think what's happening here does not really need to be listened to. Look at this dude in the comment section. "I feel like my wife tries to compete with me. I'm the breadwinner, and I never see it that way. She competing. I'm trying to be a team." Take a deep breath and just try again. That wasn't a sentence. "She competing. I'm trying to be a team." Hey, why are you in this random woman's TikTok comments talking about how you don't love your wife? I make the money. I feel like my wife also has a job, but I want to be a team where I make the money and I have all of the control in the entire relationship. My voice is the only one that has any say because I have all the money. And if she ever says, "Well, can't we do this?" I go, "Well, I made the money." And if we're on vacation and she complains, I go, "Well, I paid for this." That's what a team is. Oh my God, look what we got in the comments. Victoria, the girl from the last video. "I love your dress." Speaking of Victoria, let's pop back to another one of her videos because she, as I dug deep, is very, 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 very funny and not necessarily in a way that we're laughing with her. I can't even say anything to prepare you for what's about to pop up on screen. When I saw it, I literally like bust out laughing, like I snorted it. Girl, what is that pose? Something I'm not afraid to admit. As a Latina, like, what are you talking about? How is this not a meme when you're making it? Okay. It's so fun. Like, whatever. I love this. I like when my man tells me what to do. You're not afraid to admit as a Latina that you like what your man tells you what to do. Okay, as somebody who lives in Houston, Texas, I'd say about 50% of Houston culture is just built off of the back of Latinas. And I will say, hey, Latinas, let me know if I'm wrong. I don't think that the overwhelming consensus on Latina culture what the hell am I talking about? Is that y'all like when your man tells you what to do? Now listen, you're not a monolith. But she's being very strong for admitting this as a Latina. Now buckle up for the first sentence of this next TikTok that she made because it's like, I don't know how you can say it really weird. Like I don't know how you can say it without thinking that what you're saying is weird.
I really do love as a woman that I'm allowed to work.
But we can pause it right there. Allowed kind of shows how you see the world. Allowed? You really love that you're allowed to work. As a Latina, I love that I'm allowed to work. Hey, but that's just me as a Latina.
I really do love as a woman that I'm allowed to work. I love it. It's great. We can all work as women. But when we fought for our rights to work as women, we take into account our energy, our hormones, how sleepy we are. Because I don't want to I don't have the energy to do anything besides simply exist.
I'm just a girl. We're allowed to work, yeah, but what about my period? Guys, do you ever think about how, yeah, it's cool that you guys let me work, but you ever think about how I'm on my period sometimes and I'm just so sleepy? Girl, shut up. Oh my God, that's the most annoying type of person that you can be. You gotta get me over here doing, like, that's one of the, just get a grip on reality. By the way, if you are living as this type of person, if this is your actual life, you really view this way. When I see people who actually live like this and actually think like this, the first thing that I think is just, your husband lets you have a phone? Wow. No, I'm just kidding. But also, like, you're not being a trad wife. You're being a social media influencer who's out there craving male validation. That's not very trad wife, if you ask me. Trad wife would be if you did all this and then also zipped it. That's so, I mean, obviously I don't think that you should. But how are you gonna be a traditional housewife who submits and serves your husband, but then goes online and says, anybody else think that girls are sleepy and girls have periods and girls shouldn't work? Anybody else think that? Did you do this makeup for your husband or for the TikTok? Doesn't seem very trad wife to me, Victoria. But no, you can have a social media. You can post online because you are your own person with your own rights. If you were really gonna commit to trad wifing, you probably couldn't do any of this. So go ahead and say thank you to the feminist women. Guess what? These feminist women also have periods. What am I talking about? Point is, just stop being like this. You're being annoying. But it's not just the fact that these trad wives have social media that makes them so pick me. Look at this video by, again, a self-proclaimed trad wife.
This economy, we're all looking for ways to save a little bit of coin. You know, the economy is absolutely crazy. Here's a protein hack for you. Know that his special juice actually has more protein in it than a protein shake. I know, absolutely wild. More than a protein shake, you're gonna save so much money. I'm already saving so much money. It's an endless supply of protein. We don't have to waste our money on it anymore. It's just there. It's free and easily accessible. Not only that, I don't have to worry about going to the store to make sure I have it because it's usually at the house. So here's a hack for you. If you're tired of going to buy protein shakes that are so expensive, go to your man because his special juice has it.
Does this seem like a video that's made for other trad wives to watch? Because when I'm looking at it, sounds like you're making this video to your primarily male audience, talking about how you just can't stop giving a ha to. And in my opinion, hey, you're allowed to do that, but it doesn't seem very traditional. She literally opens up her phone and says, guys, I'm so trad wife. I only do things for my husband. By the way, let me tell you something so naughty, boys. Buckle up, man. I've got some news to tell you. That's a little gross. Then you look at the comments, you got Big E over here. Love this woman. Micah, ma'am, we're not cows. But you're not wrong though. Huh? And she responded to this other man talking about the and she said, mine goes moo, must be a cow. Girl, you're not a trad wife. Girl, you're being inappropriate online. And that's fine. The feminist women have fought for your right to do that. Just stop disrespecting them. Okay, Garrett, by the way, first comment that I actually love. Yeah, but does it have a full amino acid profile? By the way, if this is true, the messenger should not be the trad wives. The messenger should be Bradley Martin and Logan Paul, because they also know that there's a lot of protein in it, and they're, bodybuilder guys. So this video is actually the aftermath of them 69ing to get that protein juice.
That's it. Thank you. That's it. This time. Bro, thanks for letting that happen. Yeah. Sometimes, bro, boys gotta be boys, man.
Exactly, boys gotta be boys. Sometimes you gotta get with your boy and 69 until you get that shot of protein. That's who should be talking about this, not somebody who apparently respects their husband so much that they don't wanna have any more rights. Actually, my husband kind of handles all the money and stuff. I'm too much of a girl to really understand that. Girl, check your man's finances. Please, for the love of God. Now, just a funny little thing that I want to show you to really emphasize who is in the audience of Victoria is that she posted these two things on TikTok back to back, and I think it really paints a picture. Maturing is realizing, by the way, posing girl, maturing is realizing your wife is right about everything. Okay, so 290 likes, 7,000 views. Then, maturing is realizing your husband is right about everything. 1,700 likes and 30,000 views. You're such a great girl. Space, period. Okay. Hey, Victoria, does your husband know that you got men in your comments talking about how you're a good girl? Because that doesn't seem very trad-wife. Wow, those quads an entire masterpiece. All right, you need to comment that stuff. By the way, men and women's comment sections sometimes, like, you look at the comments on any of my fiance's posts and oh my God. Listen, Sophia is unreasonably beautiful in a way that doesn't really make sense how I am with it. I don't really understand it. Truly. Not even in like a way of like, I love my, like, I truly don't understand. But if you ever find yourself in a comment section typing out the word milk on a woman's, I just gotta say, that's not necessarily the type of behavior that comes from a person who ends up with somebody who is beautiful and genuinely loves them. But anyways, the point I'm illustrating here is that, yeah, her audience is just guys. I don't think it's a problem to be a woman with a mostly male audience. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but that's because I'm a feminist woman. You know, like everything about who this woman is because she has the rights and the ability to do this, and she should. You have the right to go online and be an absolute idiot. I'm not at all saying that you shouldn't have that right because you have bad opinions, but just please understand that that goes both ways, and we can also see you and talk about how dumb it is. But I got some more. There is so much in this like category of tradwife pick me girl, like it goes so deep. Remember the girl who was talking about why feminism is losing popularity? Well, she had a viral video, 2.3 million views, big video for her. Let's hear out what she has to say.
I think it's been really interesting to see how shocked people are by the term tradwife and how they seem to think it's some new way of living, like it's some unprecedented new trend. Like, have you seen these millennial and Gen Z girls? They just want to be at home.
I mean, yeah, obviously in the 1950s, they weren't calling them tradwives. They were calling them dear and then cheating on them with their secretary, and they couldn't leave because then their entire life would be in shambles because of their lack of rights in a marriage and how the man would have all of the power because they would have all of the finances. So they had a grip over the woman and controlled them. But now we don't have that, and you have a TikTok. Your husband let you have a phone. Oh my God, shout out 2024. Now you are using it to go online and say stupid stuff, but you can thank feminist women for that.
They just want to be at home with their kids. They want to have husbands and they want to take care of their husbands. They want to cook and they want to clean and they want to wear dresses. It's insane. When in reality, it's literally like the oldest lifestyle in the book. Before this...
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know if you're aware of this. Slavery was around for a very long time. Historically, everywhere. Historically, nothing these people like doing more than owning somebody. It's been around forever because it's slavery. It's the oldest type of relationship in the book. Okay, well, can I just say something, TikTok girl? Today, you can do that. You have absolutely nothing stopping you from doing that. The reason a lot of people don't do it is because of the objectively terrifying negative consequences if you are not with a loving and genuinely good-hearted man, which I don't know if you're aware of this, seems like aren't too common in the world, especially if you look at any comment section of most women. Girl, that's the whole fucking point of all this, is that you should have rights and recourses against a man who is not having your best interest at heart. And all of these men who are going out and fetishizing submissive, controllable women are, by the way, not the kind of guys that you want to be with. If you want to be a tradwife, you really have to find a relationship with a man who genuinely is like, we don't have to like, we like, you gotta get an anxious motherfucker who's nervous about even the concept of it. Sophia is a great cook. She cooks meals. She's wonderful. She does my laundry. I've never experienced that in my life. Somebody else doing my laundry. I did my laundry growing up. I do the dishes though. I take care of Gus. In reality, there's genuinely like an exchanging of roles. Also, it's not like Sophia isn't making money. I am so lucky. Oh my God, I praise God every day. Oh, but keep going.
They were just called stay-at-home moms, and before that, they were just called women. But now our society has gone so far in the feminist direction that anybody who wants to live like a little bit old school and a little bit like how women used to live is fringe, right? Like an extremist. And I just think about how so many of us, since we were little, we were raised in this kind of boss babe feminist society that told us you can be so much more than just a mom. You can be so much more than just a wife.
No. Actually, what the society was trying to show you is that if you were a woman, you should be perceived as more than just a wife, a mother, or a potential wife or potential mother. Those four options are not enough, and maybe you could actually be perceived as your career, your hobby, whatever you want to do that defines you. For you, it's being an annoying dumbass on TikTok.
Used to live is fringe, right? Like an extremist. And I just think about how so many of us, since we were little, we were raised in this kind of boss babe feminist society that told us you can be so much more than just a mom.
By the way, the reason that it went really boss babe feminist, you can be so much more, is because for the overwhelming majority of human history and culture, women were not allowed to do that. So it was kind of, the first time the pendulum really swung. So it was kind of a historically new idea that was really exciting and something that we should be really happy that our culture has progressed to that point. You shouldn't be then going to places that have more conservative cultures where the women are expected to be submissive and controlled, and if they aren't, then they have bad consequences. Like, you shouldn't be fetishizing that. And if you don't understand that, it's okay. Please just try to play Roblox. Stop trying to come up with concepts and ideas that are just like really half-baked and wrong and really not seeing the full picture at all. Just hop on Roblox, hop on Dress to Impress, and make that your identity. That's what I'm doing. By the way, subscribe to my second channel. I'm gonna make a Dress to Impress video. I'm going crazy on Dress to Impress right now. I'm gonna be making videos. You know, I used to make videos about like the button, like Jubilee cut, like those reaction video things. Doesn't really feel like it fits on this channel anymore, so I made a second channel. So subscribe to that. I'm gonna be posting those types of videos and, you know, Roblox Let's Plays, maybe Elden Ring Let's Play. I really want to do, I don't know, it's fun. And buy my necklaces at weirdothings.com. Okay, thank you. I feel weird when I do that, but I am really excited. By the way, these necklaces are really cool. I don't know, I'm excited about it. Let's keep watching.
Be so much more than just a wife. And so many of us listened and we, you know, tried to climb corporate ladders and we boss babed so hard. Now, like, we're a little bit boss babed out. And some of us want to go a little bit more back to our roots, to our ancestors, to the women who came before us and live a little bit more, you know, like they did. Call us crazy, but You're
crazy. I'm so Hillary Clinton boss babed out. I want to regress to the 40s. Actually, I don't think you do. And if you do, then give your husband your phone, because what are you doing out here posting online for other men? That's the reality, and that's the thing that you are saying. Like, that's what these tradwives don't understand, is they post this online. They paint this very great picture of it. I don't have to work, I just have to cook and clean. I get to love my husband, raise kids. Yeah, that's all great if you want to do that. That's beautiful if you want to do that. I love that. But guess what? The type of man you have to be in a relationship with to make that something where your entire life is not ruined. Not easy to find those types of guys out there. And I know that I'm sounding like a pick-me guy. I know. But go to the comments section on anything that has a male-dominated audience, especially when there is a woman in the video or the picture. Just look at the comments. Just look at the comments and tell me that I'm not, like, it's objectively true. And what I'm saying is that these people, these tradwife influencers, they're painting half the picture. And they're painting it for the validation of these other men who, if they had a wife who fully submitted to them, they would ruin her life. You're what men want from Patriots United. By the way, where were you on January 6th? Now, I will say this, and a lot of the comments here are things like, what's sad is that people don't realize this life is such a privilege. Single tradwife here, I was determined to support myself to homeschool my daughter by teaching piano online. I don't really know if that sentence makes sense. Single tradwife here. So you are just a single trad widow? I don't know. Stay-at-home mom and my kids are in school. It works for us. This is the part of the video where I say, my dad worked a full-time job. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. I loved my childhood. I had a wonderful childhood. When I hear stories about like friends and other people's childhoods and how their parents raised them, I am shell-shocked that that's what they went through. I had a wonderful, loving family. And you could say that my mom fit the traditional role. But what I was raised to see is that my dad 100% respected her and gave her equal footing in every situation of their life. When he's talking with like their financial advisor or whatever it is for like retirement investments and stuff, my mom is in there asking questions, talking like they are fully equally yoked. Also, by the way, I've said this before, but if you haven't heard, I doubt you'll be surprised. Oh, I don't want to say it. I was kind of homeschooled. I don't want to say it. I would say I went to like a kind of a charter school type of situation. It was like 3 days a week you would go and you would have like a small class with teachers and then you would like discuss what you were reading the other day. So I ended up reading a lot. It ended up being a genuinely good education because of my mom's commitment. Also, my mom went to college to be a teacher, so she was qualified to do that, and she did a great job, and you know, I feel very grateful. And when I see things like this, I feel a little bit guilty because it's like, no, I do know that there is a way for that type of like life to happen. I do know that there's a way for that life to like be meaningful. And that sometimes this conversation about boss babe and you can't be just a wife or just a mother because that's not enough. You can be so much more. I can see how that conversation is really, really hurtful to a stay-at-home mom or to, you know, a wife who's doing this. I can understand that feels like diminishing and demeaning of her value in this world and society. And I want to say that that is absolutely not how I view it. I don't think that that is bad at all. I have a lot of respect for women who go down that path. My mom did that, and I love her, and she's wonderful and like amazing. And if it was a dual income family, I can genuinely see that it would have probably, I don't know, but I'm happy how it was. But what my dad didn't do was go out of his way to go to Thailand to find a Thai woman because he thinks that she will be submissive in order to do that. Instead, my mom and dad fell in love and they decided to be married and have a happy, fulfilling relationship where they both love each other and treat each other with respect. That is different from what tradwives are talking about. It truly is. Because look at this girl. This girl is a very famous tradwife, one of the faces of the movement. She posted this video right now. If I was Betty Draper. Okay, okay, first of all, I'm not gonna watch this whole video. I don't care. She's very famous for dressing with this aesthetic and, you know, doing this. This is the subsection of tradwives who are like literally cosplaying that era of American traditional housewife. And what I would say to her is, have you seen Mad Men? She says currently watching Mad Men. Have you seen Don Draper and Betty Draper's relationship? Have you seen the show? Betty Draper vibes. I absolutely love this dress, this vivid pink lip, and the overwhelming depression and lack of purpose that comes with all this lifestyle. This feeling of my husband not really revealing who he truly is and potentially cheating on me constantly, and I actually don't trust him, and everything in my life is a facade. But if I say anything, then it'll all fall apart and I'll be alone, a single mother who has nothing and no finances, and I'm absolutely isolated and secluded from my entire community. That's the lifestyle I want because of her dress. You don't want to be Betty Draper. You just want to dress like January Jones. But I really think that illustrates my whole point on this trad wife pick me girl apocalypse situation. Because yes, it is gaining a lot of attention online. There are a lot of views and a lot of likes on videos about this, but you know, the reality is that you're not looking at it actually how it is and seeing that for a lot of these content creators, their audiences are just men. So this trad wife movement is actually just men fetishizing submissive women. As it gains in popularity, people know about it. I'm sure some women are like, oh yeah, I'll do that. But that's not what this is. This isn't a anti-feminist movement. This is a movement to entertain men who fetishize controlling submissive. That's what it is. And if you say it's not, then I bet you probably also think that Betty Draper had a wonderful marriage and a wonderful life. You absolute idiot. I love you so much. Please subscribe.
And for real, this is my second channel. I'm gonna make a dress impress video. I'm gonna film it today with Sophia. And if you have any ideas for the second channel, you can like comment it or send me a DM on Instagram. I really want to make some Roblox dress to impress videos because it's so fun. I get so into it. Like I actually get really into it. And definitely like the button videos, those types of like Jubilee reaction videos. I think that's something that I really enjoyed making, but it doesn't really feel like it fits on this channel anymore. But I still want to make them, so that's why I want to do it. So yeah, it's in the description. It's in the description.